Good morning, Lala Land, right here at Focus TV Network in West Hollywood. I'm Dr. Erin.
I'm Rob Mack.
And good morning, I'm Jez Moyer. I couldn't be more excited to be here live with you this morning, Los Angeles. Good morning.
Good morning.
So this is all about where shift happens right here in Los Angeles. We're America's first wellness and lifestyle show, right?
Yeah,
right here.
Yeah, absolutely.
So how are you guys? What's going on?
Oh my gosh, so much is going on.
How was your weekend?
My weekend was amazing. I had a friend had his 40th birthday party. Amazing. They rented out the entire Trejo restaurant.
Oh, I love that place.
Free food, free drinks. It was amazing. A lot of fun. How about you? What'd you do?
Well, I went to, it's been we were here like in the studio, kind of, Rob kind of didn't show up.
That's what I am. I'm just eye candy, clearly, with these two.
But the girls were here and we were working all weekend.
Literally on Saturday morning, I woke up at 7 a.m., had a walk with a girlfriend, went to breakfast, came in here from 10 till like 7 o'clock at night. We kind of worked on stuff. And then that night, we went out, I went to salsa dancing. There's a new place in Hollywood called Viva.
Oh.
It's Eva Longoria's place. It used to be Beso. And, I love the salsa world, and so I actually didn't dance that much, which is unusual when I go out salsa dancing, but it was cool to connect with friends and see this beautiful place in Hollywood and, just typical Lala stuff.
You pulled a Rob and just watched all the pretty people do the salsa dancing. That's what I do. Go salsa dancing. I actually just stand there and watch everyone else.
Right.
I want to go salsa dancing with you next time because that's certainly on the bucket list for me. I love watching like Dancing with the Stars and just the way they move. It's so sexy.
It's very sexy. Yeah. And it's very sweaty. Like you go in when you go dancing, it's the best workout ever. I'm telling you.
It's actually pretty intimate, right? It's intimate enough.
It can be, but it's actually, what's interesting is it's very socially correct. Okay, so the men are not supposed to ask the women to dance more than once in a row so that it stays on the dance and it's not like I'm sure it's a meat market for a lot of people, but it's really supposed to be a place where you feel safe, you can go get exercise, just enjoy the evening and get your sweat on.
I can't believe you had enough energy to go dancing after all we were doing in the studio. LA, this is our very, very first episode and we were gearing up all weekend. It was dedicated to this, to being here, to being live for you. I couldn't be more excited. I was exhausted. I couldn't have gone salsa dancing. And truth be told, I'm not a morning person, but you guys are going to make a morning person out of me for sure. And I want to talk about, Dr. Erin, when you said this is where the shift happens, right?
Oh, yeah.
So we've been posting on Facebook and Instagram and talking about this shift. Not everyone out there knows what the shift is.
It's a great question. So the intention of the whole show and what kind of motivated, because it is Monday motivation, by the way, it's the theme of the day.
Hashtag.
So every day, hashtag, right? Every day we're going to have a theme of the day and we'll get into that. But so make shift happen or where shift happens, right? So some people know exactly what that is. It's like the shift in consciousness. It's a shift from being kind of not compassionate to being loving, whatever that is. But you explain it. What do you think?
Yeah.
What's the shift for you?
For me, it's a shift towards living a happier, healthier life.
I love
right?
that. He's so about happiness.
I am. I'm sorry, I am, man. I was miserable way too long.
His book's called Happiness from the Inside Out. So everyone's gonna be like, happiness, schmappiness. I'm gonna slap him.
When you're miserable for so long, though, I was so unhappy for so long. So I kind of built my credits.
So wait, when did that shift happen for you?
Me?
Yeah, you.
Boy, that's a great question. I'd say about like 10 years ago or so.
My shift is still happening.
Is it?
I'm really got a lot of BS going on.
Got a lot of shift, huh? Shifty day.
But it's a great question out there.
Yeah.
So shifting, it could be everything from shifting to a healthy lifestyle or shifting to living your dreams versus just going with the programming of what the culture's told you to do. It can be shifting to anything. Change.
Positive change.
Right?
Yeah.
Positive change.
That is certainly an undercurrent throughout this entire city, the city of Los Angeles, Lala, and that is truly one of the things that I love about this place most, more than anything besides the sunshine and the eternal summer that is Los Angeles. It's the underlying vibe of the hope, of the dream, of pursuing, of being aware, of reawakening.
I don't know. I love the shift of just having some good coffee in the morning. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, and we got the coffee today.
We did. So Trejo's, is that what it's?
No, Trejo. So Danny Trejo.
Okay, I've never had this. I'm loving the coffee.
It's really good, actually.
Just brought it in this morning, so
Well, and there's nothing really more LA than a donut shop on Santa Monica and Highland that's owned by Danny Trejo. I mean, that's very Hollywood. I've heard a lot about it, and I thought, well, for the occasion, for our inaugural episode, let's have some coffee and donuts.
And honestly, we did not plan this outfit. Just so you know, we did not plan the pink. We did not plan anything. So I actually sent them a text literally yesterday, and I was like, should we get on the same page around clothing? And they're like, not so much. And I'm thinking, he's right. We should just all have our own expression. And this is how we showed up. Just
which is so funny because
kind of scary.
That just shows the shift that's happening. Our like being on the same page in our collective conscious and bringing this all together and bringing it to you, LA. And this is about Los Angeles, is about La La Land. We want to know what you are doing, where you are going, what makes LA your home and your special place, so we can celebrate it, because this is a show for you.
Right. And so speaking of that, part of the morning beginning, we want to talk about what's going on in LA, what hot things are going on, what lifestyle things are going on. And so we're going to do our own research, but what we want to also have people do is you can direct message us, you can chime in, let us know what's going on. We want to hear, because we're working with LA Weekly, we're working with Eventbrite, we're working with all kinds of stuff. But so events for the week. I had to do a bunch of research, and I'm so excited about this, because every week now we get to go out to the community, enjoy what's going on. So one of the top things I saw that I got to do over the holidays, my son's coming in for the holidays. I have a 22-year-old.
Which is crazy, by the way.
Right?
No.
Yeah.
So there's a exactly. It's called Rooftop Cinema Club. Rooftop Cinema Club. Have you guys been to this?
No, I haven't. Have you been?
I have not been, but I am dying to go. And you have to get your tickets in advance, because this has been selling out pretty much since this venue opened. It's right down the street from me in Hollywood, and I've seen the pictures on Instagram. They're fantastic. So if you've been there, we want to hear about it.
Right. Okay. So it's. And I don't think they're not all sold out now, but they will be sold out soon. So I think it's from like yesterday until through the 28th, and they're doing all the amazing, like Miracle on 34th Street, Carol, A Wonderful Life, Love Actually.
That's a good one.
So what is your favorite holiday film?
Home Alone, Die Hard. I mean, all incredible. Bad Santa.
Bad Santa. Yeah.
So the question is, which one should I take my son to?
Love Actually, hands down.
Thank you. That's exactly the one.
That is my all-time favorite holiday film. Have you seen it?
I have. I love it. Is he into it? Do you think he'll be into it?
It's kind of a chick flick.
See what happened there? You did it for you.
Right?
Yeah.
That's why I need to ask them, right?
Yeah, he's 22. I don't know about that.
So which one do you think?
I don't know.
Die Hard.
He's probably gonna. Yeah.
Muppet Christmas Carol. That's what I'm talking about.
Christmas.
Now, Rob, let me say this though. You are a happiness coach and also a love coach. Is there a chance that he might have a good, slew of women to pick from at a chick flick?
Yes. Very well put. Very well put.
I like this.
Absolutely.
I like this thinking.
But I have a feeling that he has a very good selection regardless.
Well,
Your son,
actually,
right?
no. I mean, it's no. Well, that's a whole. We'll wait for Friday. Friday is all about dating, love, and relationships. Okay. So we're going to get into all of the things going on around that. So we'll have that discussion another day.
Yeah.
Amazing. Okay. So what else is going on? So we have lots of events. We're linking up with WeLikeLA.com. Also, we're linking up with LiveTalksLA.org. City, LA Weekly, whatever. So what other events do you guys know going on? Anything you're planning for the holidays in LA?
You know what's funny is that it doesn't seem like the holidays yet to me. And maybe that's because I grew up in Michigan in the Midwest. It's, winter, there's snow. It just feels different. It doesn't feel like the holiday season yet. I'm not into it.
No,
I'm trying. I'm really trying.
Well, you can go get snow at the Grove. I mean, they actually blow snow at the Grove.
They blow snow.
They blow snow.
Really?
Yeah.
That's incredible.
It is kind of magical.
Yeah.
I mean, it's very Hollywood.
Yeah.
It's a whole production.
La La Land.
I'm sort of a beach on the holidays kind of guy, though. Honestly, I'd rather just go to the beach and chill out. I know it sounds odd, but I did too many.
When you did holidays growing up, were you on the beach?
Pittsburgh. So, again, I paid my dues. Look at the cold weather and the snow, and I love looking at the snow, from California. Through a picture, through Instagram, through a video.
Right.
I don't want to be. I mean, it's nice for a day or two.
Right.
But I don't want to be cold.
So there's all kinds of things. There's the ice skating rink down in Santa Monica, which I've never gone and actually. So I was wondering if you guys want to have a little date night, the three of us.
Count me in.
So into that. Who says that?
And I'm thinking we could have a competition.
Yeah.
Like who can do, the most twirls.
Oh my God.
And then who can go like the fastest across.
Yeah. Okay, so
6'4" brown guy. Not gonna do that many twirls.
it's a funny story.
What a pass.
I signed up on when I first came to LA to be an extra, right? I was trying to make a little extra money. A lot of you have done the same thing. And I had ticked off on the list that I was like advanced at figure skating. Now let me clarify. I took about 4 lessons when I was 8 years old. I am not an advanced figure skater. I watched the Olympics, but I am, I'm no Tanya Harding. So,
right?
Yeah, shit, I get cast on this figure skating commercial, and I was like, oh my gosh, what did I get myself into? Because I showed up and I was supposed to actually skate.
Oh wow.
So life lesson: don't exaggerate your abilities on that. So they took my skates off and they were like, handed me a camera, and they're like, maybe you should be the press girl. I got on the rig.
Get demoted.
Pictures, yeah, I got demoted. Totally.
First job. That's tough, man. Go ahead.
That is so hilarious.
So LA.
So a little later today, I want to talk about the supermoon.
Yep.
Yesterday, last night was the biggest moon of the entire year, and I don't know about you guys, but I felt it.
You're feeling
it. So we're going to talk about that a little later in the segment today, and then a little bit about. We're going to later, at the very end of the show today, we're going to talk about some giveaways. We're going to talk about some things we have the works as far as getting the community involved in making a difference and impact in the way you want LA to be shaped and formed. So we do have to segment out in a minute, but we're having themes of the day. So help me out, you guys. So Monday, we've agreed that we're going to kind of do motivation and inspiration.
Because let's face it, Monday is tough.
Right?
Yeah.
Monday vibes.
Coming off the weekend. Yeah.
Tuesday, we're going to talk about transformation, all about transforming, health and wellness, vitality. And I know you guys have some great tips on that one, so I'm excited about that. Wednesday, we're going to talk about kind of wealth, leadership. Thursday is all about thought, so I know you're going to be great on that.
Yep.
Thoughts, attitude, mindset, mindfulness, all that kind of stuff. And then Friday is where we get hot and sexy with dating and relationships. Because Friday is actually the day of Venus. So I'm not a huge astrological person, but I think it's obviously we're tied to.
So
exactly.
We want to know what you want to ask Rob.
Right?
Yes, we are definitely taking questions.
So Rob is a celebrity. He's a love coach on Famously Single, right? So, and then I teach metaphysics of relationships, right? And then we just have a hottie over here.
I'm just trying to figure it out. So I couldn't be in better company to do
we're
that.
a great
I'll
team.
try to figure it out.
Okay.
Yeah.
So stay tuned, you guys. We're going to come back. Actually, the next segment all on motivation. We're going to talk about morning rituals and getting the right mindset around motivation. Okay. So stay tuned, you guys. We're so excited for this very first day of Good Morning La La Land.
Hi, everyone, and welcome to Odiva TV. And right now we're in the Focus TV studios in Hollywood.
Happy Wednesday, Empoweristas. It's Alex Worley.
Hey guys, I'm Amy Paffrath.
And I'm Justin Walter.
And this is What's Good, the show that's dedicated to positive, uplifting stories from all over the world.
Hi, this is Alyssa Goodman Show, and I am Alyssa Goodman.
You're watching Beige Bay TV. It's fitness expert and your Beige Bay, Edwina Chia.
Hey, Dr. Erin here, teaching universal law and spiritual truth.
Hey everyone, it's Michelle Gillette with Focus TV, and this is the Spotlight Series.
Hey LA, I'm Gwen Lane with the LA Girl.
Hey everybody, Terry here, host of the interview series Success Beyond Beauty.
Hi, I'm Fern Olivia. Welcome to Sensual Intelligence TV.
Hi, I'm Janet Gunn here with Focus TV for my segment of Fearless Females.
Back at Good Morning La La Land at Focus TV Network in West Hollywood. And this segment is all about Monday motivation. So we have a caller. We actually had someone call in. Question. So Crystal from Portland asked, she wrote in, asking, what morning ritual should I incorporate to have the most powerful day?
Oof.
Powerful day.
Yeah.
Powerful
Well, I'll
day.
tell you, Crystal, my answer would be 2 or 3 cups of coffee, but that's not nearly as conscious or self-aware as I think you're looking for.
Right. Definitely some donuts, that's for sure.
A little sugar and caffeine goes a long way for me, but I'm certainly curious from an expert because I too am trying to have a more powerful day. What should I be doing besides just drinking coffee?
Man, great question. Yeah.
Do you want to go?
Yeah, sure. For me, gratitude. So
Definitely.
Every morning I wake up, I just start right there, like, oh my God, I'm alive. For another
That's a
day.
good
And there are a lot of
one. That's a good
people
one to
that did
start
not
with.
wake up this morning. Literally did not wake up.
That's a good
Right?
one.
That is truly the
Like-
first thought in your head.
Literally the first thought in my head is, wow, I'm literally, now that didn't happen like overnight, but yeah, that's kind of where I am in the morning. It's like, oh my gosh, I'm actually alive.
Right?
Yeah.
Powerful.
Sorry, I'm looking through my notes here. I was like, I had some notes on that, but
My
yeah,
first
gratitude,
thought
yeah.
is always, am I awake? It takes me so
Maybe I am dead and I'm just dreaming. Yeah, right.
What is this? Life?
So motivation, I think it's been an interesting topic because motivation, I've always laughed at the
Yeah.
concept of having to get motivation.
Yeah.
And my feeling, after working with some top leadership programs and whatever, motivation is something that it's like you're either committed or not. That's what I've heard over and over, and what I've experienced is like you either have your reason and your why that is like lights that fire under your ass or not.
Powerful.
And for me personally, it came from a lot of struggle. It came from a lot of place where I had to like surrender to and awaken to my why, as Simon Sinek says in that powerful TED Talk on the power of why. But I think the concept of the old school of like going to a seminar and getting motivated or something like that, I think even Tony Robbins has moved away from that, realizing that that's so short-lived, it's never going to happen.
So powerful.
So in my opinion, motivation begins way before the day begins. It begins at a real heart space. But there are some things that I know that Brendan Burchard has talked about as far as motivation, a lot of really key players in the industry of helping you start your day right, and gratitude is one of them, for sure. Getting your mind and attitude right, for sure.
Yeah.
Setting your intention every morning so that there's a great book called The One Thing, and it's by Gary Keller, who started the greatest, the top real estate company in America. I don't know if it's the world, but in America. And he wrote a book called The One Thing. I always refer to it great. Basically, the mind can only really focus on one thing. And as we're directing universal energy here in life, the more scattered our energy gets, the less productive we are. So if you want to be powerful, setting your one thing for the day, and all the little things, all the to-do lists, all that can fly off.
So Erin, what was the one thing you set for today? Like, give us an example. What was your intention?
I love that.
Good example.
I love that. For me was to be present today, because I knew that if I'm stressed or whatever, that it's never going to happen. Like, I got to have fun and being present and just enjoying and going with the flow, right?
Yeah.
When we did that, we showed up in these outfits, right? It happened, right?
It wasn't our intention.
No. I love that you say that. It's so funny because, and I guess maybe we've shared these conversations before, but that's very similar to mine, because I start and like, oh my gosh, I'm awake again, I'm alive again, and then instantly my thought is, why? Why did I get to wake up, right?
This is where our crazy ones
I know,
go.
this is it's a little, I know.
I'm awake, wait, why the hell am I
I'm awake, it's 3:45 a.m. What am I really doing awake? But like, why am I alive? And I really try to get in touch with that. And a third piece of that, which you said I thought was so beautiful, is just practicing the presence.
Yeah, totally.
Sometimes people call that God or soul.
Yeah, totally, completely. Another thing I do also,
Mm-hmm.
which I don't know if this helps us, but I can get this huge to-do list, and it's like, it feels like so overwhelming.
Yeah.
But if I go into meditation or something where I'm just with Source, literally I go, oh, there's that one person that I know has 10 times the potential to have a great day in my productivity or whatever it is. So what was your one thing today that you want to produce, right? Intention is different than what you want to produce, the one thing today. So Gary Keller is all about producing one thing. We can have an intention that's one thing, but what would be your one thing you want to produce today?
I wanted to produce a great morning show on Good Morning Lala. And it's the very first time, and this is manifesting my dream. This is my dream, is to be here with you, Los Angeles, and to talk and to learn and to grow together. My intention for the day was simply to be present and to be positive. Was I nervous? Heck yeah. I'm excited? Absolutely. But I'm really trying not to be clouded by that. And it's really hard for me personally, because even though these amazing things are happening, these exceptional opportunities, I still get overwhelmed with stress. So sometimes for me, and maybe for Crystal in Portland or for you out there, to stay motivated in the face of these to-do lists or the stress is seemingly impossible. Maybe it was that crazy moon that happened last night. I'm not sure, but that's certainly a challenge for me personally.
So I did look up, because I'm trying to bring some good content, but also realizing what's happening in the news, what's happening on Twitter, all that kind of stuff. So I don't want to get too political on the show. It's not our agenda at all. No. But I do want to just say that last night, Colin Kaepernick, he got an award at the ACLU Bill of Rights dinner. And I know that that's hits home for a lot of people, whether you agree, disagree, whatever happened with the anthem and the NFL kind of getting on their knees. But I just want to give a shout out to everyone, wherever you are on that, knowing that this is a really important time in history of what has us motivate. So I just want to say that they opened that with that Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. once said, "One day some great opportunity stands before you and calls you to stand up for some great principle, some great issue, some great cause, and you refuse to do it because you're afraid. You refuse to do it because you are afraid, blah, blah, blah." So the point is this, is that I hold with this show, with everyone here, that whatever we fear, like coming on and going, you know what, I'm nervous and I'm still gonna do it, whatever that is, to get out of your comfort zone, to have to come over to West Hollywood every day, whatever that is, that there's something calling, and I know that each of that. So what do you feel like? What's the call? Like when you think about the show, what do you think the biggest calling is
Erin
here
dropping
for us?
dimes right now.
On the spot.
What's the call? Like, what was your intention for doing this show? Like, if there's one thing you can do that has you come out of this show, what do you think that is? We have like a few more minutes of the segment, but yeah.
Well, for me, like I said earlier, this is a show for you, LA, and I want to be here for you. I want to learn with you. I want to grow with you. I want to be reawakened with you and motivated on Mondays and learning about love on Fridays and figuring it out together, because I certainly don't have it all settled and sorted and figured out, but I want to be on this journey with you so we can manifest our dreams, manifest our destinies, and be a part of the shift, as you say, here in Los Angeles.
Yeah, love that. I just want to hang out with beautiful, intelligent, conscious women. That's the truth.
I appreciate the honesty.
So that's great.
And what about you, Erin?
I think that it's bringing fun to the shift. I think I've been way too serious in my life. I've had an intense journey, and I'm ready to have fun. I'm ready to have fun in La La Land, connecting community, having the conscious conversation, but just having fun. Like that is, I think, my number one thing to come out of this.
I love that, Erin. I feel the same way. Like there's an intention for me to integrate all the stuff that we talk about in terms of consciousness or happiness or intentions, but to integrate into like daily life so that it does become a lot more authentic, instead of just being something you talk about or something you think about, but something you live out. And how do you do that in the context of like current events? And how do you do that in the context of things that are happening in the world, right?
Yeah. And there's something so powerful about knowing where you're at and knowing where you've come from and everything you've gone through. Erin, you mentioned your struggles, or 10 years ago you making that personal shift. Accepting that and how that affects you to be ready in this moment to live out that life, not just to talk about it. And it's so important that we do talk about it and we do share, and that's part of what Focus TV Networks has been all about, and Focus Magazine is telling these important stories, and it's important for us to tell our stories. We want to tell your stories, LA. We want to celebrate that.
Speaking of that, the next segment, or actually the segment after that, we're also going to be, I'm sorry, I'm reading this card behind, this is new. Jess is now going in studio with Lilian Garcia. And after that, segment 4, we're going to get into some giveaways. We're going to get into karma coins, some surprises in the works for you. So why don't you explain a little bit real quick about the next segment, and you can take us out, Jess.
I am so excited for our very first guest, Lilian Garcia. She is known by millions for hosting and singing at the WWE, and she's now got an amazing podcast called Chasing Glory on Podcast One. We're going to get to her and her story in just a couple minutes.
Hi, everyone, and welcome to Odiva TV. And right now we're in the Focus TV studios in Hollywood.
Happy Wednesday, Empoweristas. It's Alex Worley.
Hey guys, I'm Amy Paffrath.
And I'm Justin Walter.
And this is What's Good, the show that's dedicated to positive, uplifting stories from all over the world.
Hi, this is Alyssa Goodman Show, and I am Alyssa Goodman.
You're watching Beige Bay TV. It's fitness expert and your Beige Bay, Edwina Chia.
Hey, Dr. Erin here, teaching universal law and spiritual truth.
Hey everyone, it's Michelle Gillette with Focus TV, and this is the Spotlight Series.
Hey LA, I'm Gwen Lane with the LA Girl.
Hey everybody, Terry here, host of the interview series Success Beyond Beauty.
Hi, I'm Fern Olivia, and welcome to Sensual Intelligence TV.
Hi, I'm Janet Gunn here with Focus TV for my segment of Fearless Females.
Welcome back to Good Morning La La Land. We are so excited to welcome our very first guest this morning, Lilian Garcia. You're such a pro. It is such an honor to be with you today.
Are you kidding me? This is such an honor to be part of the first ever live broadcast from Focus. This is great. Kind of reminds me of my live, years with WWE.
I mean, you spent how many years doing that?
15 years.
15 years.
Yeah, live broadcasting with WWE. Amazing experience traveling all over the world.
Were you nervous your first time?
Oh my God, absolutely.
Were you nervous your last time?
It wasn't a nervous thing. I think because after 15 years, it's home, it feels comfortable. But there's still the little jitters that you get, especially if they ever handed me like these long rules or something like that, and they have to be said verbatim. Then I became, like, okay, I got this. And you have to memorize everything. There's no cue cards.
No teleprompter?
No teleprompter, no cue cards. So whenever they handed me anything, everything I said was always memorized.
Oh my gosh, you would have never known. So tell me what that was like for you. Your life in the ring, 15 years traveling the world with these athletes and the fans. They loved you.
Oh man.
And they still do.
They still, and I love them. That's the thing. It's just been a totally love relationship between the two of us. I think they just genuinely saw that I really cared about the job. I care about the superstars. I care about just them. Showing them my thank you when I would go to the arenas and sign autographs and just be with them, because they were definitely the reason I had a job.
Do you have any crazy fan stories?
I don't know if it's crazy fan, just very passionate, so passionate. I mean, I remember this one guy who particularly got a tattoo, and he got a tattoo of me. And it was this big, and it was my face and with wings on it. And he's like, "You're my angel." I'm like, "Oh my God, I hope I never, ever make you mad or upset with me." I mean, you can imagine. So I was just like, wow, now that's dedication, and that's someone I definitely resonated with. Like, wow, you don't even know me, and that, so that was, but I say passionate.
I mean, that is beyond passionate. That is almost like love, adoration.
No, it's awesome. It's awesome. I'm not going to lie. It's very special. And to continue that with my social media and now with my podcast, it's just been incredible.
So as an influencer, why is it, that carries a lot of responsibility. What does that mean to you?
Well, to me, it does mean that I have a responsibility. It means that I have a platform. It means that I need to be smart with my platform, that anything that I put out there, pictures that I put out there, it's an image, and it's also, people are looking up to that. No matter, I don't care who it is, you're going to be looked up to at a certain rate, whether it's being looked at or just, in other words, you have to be careful what you put out there, because it's going to stick. It's going to influence people. You said it, influencer. So what do you want to influence people to do and be? And I'm so grateful for my parents, who really did instill that in me, that it was important for that. And so I just, I've really worked hard at having a really good reputation and treating people with a lot of respect, and also just being really careful what I put out for an image for some kid who's looking up and going, oh, that's what I want to be.
So what would you say your motto is, or your metaphor, your mission with that?
Well, definitely, it's like you can portray a lot of fun and all of that, but you got to also be careful what you see on social media, because it does look like everything's always a rosy picture.
It's very idealized, let's be honest.
Right?
I look at your Instagram and I'm like, wow, first of all, she's beautiful.
Oh, thank you.
And she has this amazing life. It is this idealized, Pinterest perfect, Insta famous life.
Exactly. But it's not. And that's what I always tell people, and that's what I share on my podcast. That's what my guests share on my podcast, Chasing Glory, in the fact that, you know, we go through struggles. We all have them. I dealt with my dad's death. You know, I'm dealing with right now trying to relocate my mother, you know, from their home that she had for so many years, and the transition of what her new life is going to be. And so to have that is been one of those things that it's been difficult, but I also tell people it's through those struggles that you grow so much. And it's okay to show vulnerability. It's okay to be down, and there are days that I don't post. That's the other thing too.
Yeah, but is it hard for you to be vulnerable with that?
No, not for me. It's not hard, because I would never expect my guest to share those things if I wasn't willing to do it. And I know that from my vulnerabilities, somebody can learn from what I've been through, and it could help them. And that's what I love, that people are hearing my podcast and listening to it and going, wow, I never knew that celebrity was going through so much and they got through it. And now that helps me to know when something bad happens in my life or a struggle, that I can get through it too. And that's what I feel like we need as a world. We need to do that.
Well, let's talk about your podcast, Chasing Glory. Congratulations.
Thank you.
By the way, podcast one, this is huge.
Yeah.
How do you feel?
It's amazing. You know why? Because in such a short time, I don't even think it's been 6 months that I've been with Podcast One, that the fact that we're like constantly top 50 and sometimes top 20, sometimes top 15, it's incredible. That's incredible. My guess, the thing that really amazes me is, you know, I just had a trilogy with Nikki Bella, and actually today is their mom, Kathy, and as we call her, Mama Bella. But the Bella twins are so influenced. You know, Nikki just did Dancing with the Stars, that we're trying to get her to be vulnerable in Dancing with the Stars, and she was a little bit like, it's very, very defensive. But then on my podcast, she shared why. And it was something that happened to her when she was 15, and you guys could actually go and listen to that. But just hearing that story, then you can understand how something from 15 has all these years affected her, and how she's working on breaking that wall and what that means to her, and that's the thing that is so powerful. And her mother, you know, today sharing how she was pregnant at 18. She went to live in a community house to get through that, and then she found out when she delivered at 19 she had Nikki, but then it wasn't until 16 minutes later they found a second heartbeat, and that's when Brianna came. Yeah, when Brie Bella came. So stories like that, you go, what?
I have chills. You know, it's amazing. So Focus TV caught up last night with Nikki Bella at the red carpet of the Dress for Success event. We actually have some footage of her talking about her time with you on Chasing Glory.
Oh, really?
Yeah, let's show the clip.
And we have someone, you were just on their podcast yesterday. They're coming in, well, we're with Focus TV. We have one of your good friends coming in, Lilian Garcia. So let's give her a shout out. Lilian, what's up, girl? Love you. So Lilian's coming in tomorrow for an interview on Focus, and we wanted to give her a quick shout out. I know you're on her podcast last week.
Yes.
How was it?
It was amazing. You know, I think because I've known Lilian for over 10 years, she was able to break me down very easy, which is difficult for me because just, you know, competing on Dancing with the Stars, that is one of my biggest issues, is letting my guard down. And she totally let that down. And I feel like I talked about a lot of stuff that I haven't. And it was just, I realized that it's sometimes good to let that stuff out because you just are more relatable. People are like, okay, now I can relate to you. Like, you have a lot of normal qualities. And so I was kind of happy to share some of my stories, even though it was kind of difficult, but it was good.
That makes me tear up so much. You have no idea. That means so much to me. I feel like I have found such an amazing platform to do what I love to do. And that is, I don't want to exploit people. That's not what it's about. But sharing these real stories of things that happened to us along this life journey that none of us have a guidebook on how to do it. None of us do.
If I had a GPS for life,
right?
That would be a dream. But you do something so special in encouraging these people to be vulnerable and to tell their stories. But you actually get them to do that. That's not easy.
And you know, I think it's because I really do feel that people know that I'm genuinely just interested in their story, and it's not a I gotcha, or let's break you down, or I'm going to judge you, or anything like that. I've been through my own things, you know, and so we're finding, I think, as just people, and I'm doing a lot of female, you know, interviews too, that they're really coming out with all of these things, whether it's eating disorder, being molested. I mean, one of my guests found out she was molested for 8 years.
Wow.
8 years by her uncle, from when she was 8 till she was 16, and how that impacted her. And she chose my podcast to come out and talk about it. And I was blown away. I didn't even know that that's what was going to happen during it. So, but I know that after that aired, so many people on social media tweeted and saying, thank you so much, Mickey, for being open. Thank you, Lilian, for having this platform, because I was molested and now I feel like I can talk about it and I can not feel ashamed, because Mickey was saying there's no reason to be ashamed, you know, about it. It wasn't my fault. It happened to me. So that's what I mean. And Alexa Bliss coming out and talking about her eating disorder. And that ended up being showing up on Total Divas, that aired on there, and how I interviewed her about that whole process and what that did to her and all. And, you know, I suffered from bulimia for years. So I share, like I said, as much as I ask people, you know, to be open in a beautiful way where we can empower other people, I do it myself, and I talk about my own struggles.
Is that hard for you to be open about your bulimia and your personal struggles?
No, like I had mentioned earlier, I feel like, because if somebody hears that I suffered from that and yet I got over it and I was still able to be in the limelight and have the pressures of being fit and fitting the dresses or whatever it is, that I didn't have to alienate myself from that in order to be free of bulimia and not suffer from that. I am completely 100% free from that world, and it feels so good. And so I want girls, men, anybody out there that's suffering from anorexia or bulimia, eating disorder, over-exercising, anything like that, to know that they can also overcome it too.
Thank you so much for being with us today, for being such a light and entertainment, and for sharing your story and sharing other people's stories. We really appreciate that.
Thank
we celebrate it.
Thank you for having me.
Dr. Erin here, Doctor of Divinity, teaching universal laws and spiritual truth. And I am thrilled to announce the new show on Focus Television right here in West Hollywood, Los Angeles, California. Join us weekly as I interview incredible people, celebrities to your next door neighbor, you name it, your girlfriend. We're going to dive into such topics as love and relationships, health and vitality, business and money, and creative expression. And I'm thrilled to just go on this awakening journey with you as we tap into meditation, visioning processes, intuition, and all the above. So stay tuned as we do this together. First day, and we're super excited. So before we begin anything, hello, look at our cutest dog, Zoey. We've got Zoey's in the house. She is a rescue dog. She was actually rescued by Focus TV and our family here 3 years ago. So Zoey is oh, look at how cute. Are you kidding me?
She's so precious.
So she's a 4-year-old Yorkie. She's a Maltese and York mixture, and she was actually found downtown Los Angeles. She was hit by a car, and this incredible foundation, which is called what?
Saving Canine Lives Plus.
And they basically, what they do is they rescue dogs that are pretty much going to be put to sleep because they have like health issues or things going on. And basically what they do is they rescue them, they help them, they nurse them back, they have foster parents that take care of them, and then they find families. So,
and you guys, you can check out all the dogs that are adoptable on their website. It's savingcaninelivesplus.org. There's an incredible owners, and it's such a great community here in LA. We want to support them. Jasmine Kimball, her husband, by the way, Toto fame lead guy,
nice.
Bobby Kimball. Don't know if you remember that.
Right?
They're running this. It's on Centinela. They do adoptions twice a month. The next one's going to be on January 7th. So if in the new year you want a new friend, family member, something for a holiday gift, it's really great to consider adopting these
So I
pets.
hear that people say don't get dogs don't give them as a gift because it's overwhelming, and what happens is people end up giving them back, and it can be traumatizing for the dog.
Well, and I think it's so important for you to pick the pet
if it works for you.
Yeah, that you mesh with.
Or give donations to
Giving
the
somebody a
foundation.
kid. Here. Yeah. My gift to you. Really, thanks. Yeah.
Love this animal.
I wasn't
no
overwhelmed
pressure.
already. Yeah, exactly.
So we're thinking that we should do a pet of the week. What do you guys think about that? What if we tried to do a pet of the week? I don't know if we'll be able to or not, but it's a concept. And
Or a pet of the month. If you're watching on Instagram or Facebook, we love cute animals. It makes my day. DM us a picture. We'd love to feature it on you, especially if you've rescued an animal. We want to tell your story.
Right. And I mean, LA, talk about dogs. Like you go up, I remember the first time I went up Runyon Canyon and I laughed my ass off literally because there was all these women, they're all made up like in full makeup and they had their Yorkies and they were and I was like, this is not a hike, you guys.
Yeah, no, it's a rule. Like in order to cross the border, like into the city of LA, you have to have a dog.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah, but LA is a very pet-friendly city. I mean, you can go into any restaurant, even fine dining, and once in a while, you'll see the perfect little puppy, accompanying them.
Yeah, I don't have a dog. I guess partly I had dogs. I love dogs. I grew up with dogs. But my son is, only been out of the house for so many years, and I'm like, I don't want a commitment at this point in my life, but I love dogs. So like, I want a dog here in the studio. I want,
Apparently, Zoey fell in love there. Are you kidding? It's amazing. Yeah.
Do you have any pets, Rob?
I have no pets. I had pets growing up. Love pets.
What was your favorite pet?
I had a dog named Sadie's.
Oh, Sadie. What kind of dog was Sadie's?
A German Shepherd mix. Yeah.
Big dog.
Yeah. Very sweet dog. But you got to be sure.
You got to be sure, right?
You don't want to,
Yeah, you want to take care of the dog, right?
Yeah.
Well, I had two puppies. They are the love of my life. Hi, Sage and Logan. I hope you are watching with your grandma right now. I had a Morkie too, a lot like Zoey, so cute. And also a Maltese Pom mix named Logan. And my God, like I said, love of my life, but it was such a commitment. It was really hard for me to do as a single parent, you know? You get busy, you have jobs, and it just wasn't fair to them. So with all my traveling when I was modeling, I'd take them back to Michigan to stay with my parents. So they'd spend time, with grandma and grandpa, and then I'd pick them up and bring them back to LA. And all that traveling back and forth, I thought, and it's, for me, it was a better decision, for them to stay with my parents, and besides, it would break my mom's heart if I took those dogs back, let's be honest. But I still look forward to being able to give my time to these, to these animals and to donate. I think we should go down there. Let's donate our time to Saving Canine Lives Plus. So fun. We should do a date there, you guys.
I love it. We've got some dates lined up.
Yeah, we'll have to do a segment on all the different, there's so many great pet stores around LA, and are you kidding?
Yeah.
It's ridiculous over the top in La La Land.
And I will say this, because it's my job as a happiness coach to say this, otherwise I'm derelict in my duty. Pets are one of the best things you can do in terms of happiness.
Aww.
Yeah, and they help you.
We love you, Zoey.
So it's true what they say when they're emotional coping dogs.
Yes. Well, pets are extremely sensitive to energy, right?
Right.
So, and also they help you to become present.
Right.
Again.
Nice.
I mean, look at Zoey.
Right.
Instant meditation.
So she's like, you sit your ass down.
Yeah, exactly.
And focus on love.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
Love me. Love me.
Love me.
Yeah, I know people like that.
So going a little bit further. So in the fourth segment each morning on Good Morning Lala, we're coming up with all kinds of fun things. And one of the things that I'm just so excited about are these coins, and they're called Karma Army, and it's kind of a startup where we haven't totally launched 100%, but basically what the concept is pay it forward, or do a good deed, and when someone says, oh, thank you, or whatever, or let me pay you back, no, that's okay. Take the coin and pay it forward, right?
Let me take it.
So they're really cool. They, it's actually, we're becoming the ambassador for them. We actually have a big meeting over New Year's with them, but basically they have little codes on them. And when you pay it forward, you can put in your own inspirational story, or someone else can put in, an inspirational story that happened to them. And the point is that you'll be able to track the coin with GPS around wherever the butterfly effect maybe goes across the world.
Lovely.
Yeah, so there's a tracking number right here. Number 44A44 has made it to West Hollywood, California.
Right?
Yeah.
So that number, so when they handed me the coin, knowing that I'm going to be the ambassador for Los Angeles, I was like, did you pick out this coin? And they're like, what? I'm like, do you know the number that's on it? And they're like, oh, how weird. So the number 44, if you're a numerologist at all, 44 means it's a sign that you're in your calling. So there you go.
I got the lucky coin.
Right? We both have it. I want some. I love that. Yes.
I will pass this on to you, Rob.
Thank you so
Pay
much.
it forward. It says here, I am spreading the love. You keep
Super
the change.
cool.
You keep the change.
That's good.
I think it
Look at
should be the change,
I love, yes.
Right?
This is super cool. It's like a domino effect of good deeds and good intentions.
The power is in your hands.
Oh my
Use
goodness.
it wisely.
So I have a question for you guys. So
about it.
if you were going to do one deed for LA, like what do you think that would be? Like what
For LA.
For LA.
For L of LA.
Okay,
For all of
Erin
LA.
That's big.
Erin is apparently the queen of let's ask the loaded question first thing Monday morning.
Go, Jesslyn, go. Right.
Come on, I Miss
Let's
America
see.
answer. I want it right now,
If I could change one thing, or okay, wait.
Yeah, what would you do? What would you, if you could change one
improve.
thing about LA, improve, give a gift to LA, whatever that is?
Give a gift to LA. You know, the first thing that comes to my mind, and one of the things I notice often, is the homeless epidemic here in Los Angeles. And if there was any way that I could provide shelter, provide clothing, provide food to these people, it breaks my heart every day. You know, just from the studio back to where I live, dozens of tents and of people asking and begging to change their lives. And if there was something I could do to actually help make a change in that.
Okay, good. I think you just got your calling.
Yeah.
People are going to watch. Okay, we're going to watch a follow up on that
incredible.
one. We want to know what you're doing with that for sure. How about you, Rob?
I can't follow that up. How do you follow that up? You're absolutely right about that. My family's been visiting this weekend, and just blown away by the challenges, of homeless folks. So because they're particularly on the west side, right? I mean, it's everywhere, but I think that's one of the greatest challenges. So I'd say first and foremost, that is an opportunity there, a huge opportunity. And for me, it sounds like such a cliche, but I feel deeply that, my own personal happiness is a gift to the world, and I mean that in the most sort of genuine way, and I feel that way about everyone. So I'd love for people to be happier, because I think happier people, we know statistically, they're more generous people.
Well, his happiness is contagious. If you don't feel it through that screen, let me tell you.
It's easy to hang out with you guys, though. It's easy to be happy.
Right?
Yes.
I'm the same. I mean, I totally feel like consciousness is the most important thing in LA. But I have to say, from a selfish standpoint or from an aesthetic standpoint, I would beautify the main streets, because LA is crazy. You go off Main Street and there's these beautiful, beautiful communities, but you go on the main streets and for some reason they feel kind of trashy, a lot of them, and it's weird. I don't understand it. Even like Third is a cute, chic street, but it could use some remodeling, if you will.
Well, I will say that I do think the community of Los Angeles has done or has made a great effort in that. There's so many Instagrammable walls around town. I mean, you go up and down Melrose, and it's just a slew of Instagrammers taking pictures outside buildings.
Very true.
And that has made a big difference in the whole aesthetic overall of certain neighborhoods. Of course, I agree. There could be some more of those, but.
Okay, so I have another show. I'm thinking of all the shows we can do. One is definitely around all the pet stores in LA. We should do the locations, the addresses of all the Instagrammable, like wall areas of LA.
Oh, wow.
Right?
Yeah.
And then we can go out and there's so many great
And
ones.
then
with
until we
angel
can
wings.
get out of the studio and get there, send us your pictures, LA, of those places. We would love to feature them because it is true. We want to celebrate how beautiful our city is. And how beautiful you are making it. So send us those. Hashtag Good Morning La La Land.
Yeah, we'll feature them.
So LA, we'd love to feature them
in our
on the
story.
show.
We can put them in our story for sure. So if you want to, and you will put your handle on it. So if you DM Good Morning La La Land, put the picture, put your handle, we'll feature your picture for sure. That's a fun way of getting involved. Same with anyone that has pet stores, fun things like that. Anything that's cool, lifestyle, so La La Land stuff, DM Good Morning La La Land on Instagram, and we'll feature you in the story for sure.
Oh.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. It's so funny. A very so LA moment for me happened this weekend because I was having brunch, a couple girlfriends, and they took my picture. And then I was on Instagram this weekend when, of course, are we not on Instagram? And there I was on their Instagram having brunch.
Really?
Yeah, that's so LA.
There you go. Yeah, so that's another thing we've been working on is we're like thinking about that's so LA. So the hashtag would be so LA. And sending in, we were talking over lunch, and we're talking about how in LA it's so hilarious that you can be in a cab.
Overheard LA.
Oh,
right?
really?
Yes. Oh my gosh. You've got it. Have you seen
I'm
it?
going, no,
Overheard
absolutely.
It's fantastic. The conversations that they're able to capture, particularly when you take them out of context. Oh my, hilarious.
Okay, good.
And sad.
Well,
sometimes,
maybe
and
do you
funny.
have a favorite?
Oh.
So maybe we should
I don't
say
have a favorite
overheard.
memorized.
So maybe we should do overheard LA, or should we do so LA?
So Overheard LA is the Instagram account to check out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like the It's So LA.
It's so LA.
Yeah.
That's so LA.
Yeah.
How many times have we heard that,
I know,
right?
it's so true. Yeah.
Okay, so also, so I want to talk to you guys about the Supermoon because just to get a little rounding this out with consciousness. So how did you guys, did you see the Supermoon last night?
I didn't see it.
I felt
I was sleeping because we had to get up at 3:45 a.m.
Well, let's clarify. We did not
Okay,
have
not
to get
we.
up at 3:40.
Yes,
He
I
chose to get up at 3:45 this morning, but I felt that moon, Erin. It's so funny you said that this morning because I noticed it when I did get up at 6 a.m., not 3:45, and I saw it, and it was incredible. It was huge.
I saw it even driving to the studio this morning.
Really?
I was like, oh, it's still up.
Wow, incredible.
But it is amazing. The power of the moon.
Right? Well, we're
really,
what,
it has
70,
such an effect on me.
Well, we're 70% water or whatever, and we're affected. It affects us, it magnifies things, I guess. So whether you are into that or not, I mean, there's just true science.
So what did you feel, Erin?
I'm definitely affected by it. I remember years ago, like my dad is a real source for me to call up if I'm emotional. And I remember I'd call up and be like, I just don't know what's going on. And he'd be like, well, it's going to be a full moon in a couple days again. That's probably what's going on. And I noticed there was like a pattern that started to happen.
Yeah. Typically, I call that PMS. You call it the supermoon. Okay.
You did a moon card. She's got the moon card. Pull the moon card.
Yeah, totally. What other excuses? That's another so LA thing is right when people go, well, I'm a Virgo, and so it's like an excuse for their behavior. You know what I mean? Like people just pull up whatever sign you are. That's so LA.
That is so true. Yeah, you don't really get away with that too many other places.
What's your sign, Erin?
I'm Virgo.
You're a Virgo.
So I could be like, I'm a total control freak, and I'll be like, it's just because, well, I'm a Virgo, and you're like, oh, that makes sense. It's okay that you're a total biatch, you know what I'm saying?
I'm sure that is certainly overheard in LA often.
Maybe that's why we're such good friends that way. Because I'm Sagittarius, and it's all, I'm like, oh, whatever you want. It's fine. I don't care. The freedom seekers. You're control. What are you?
I'm a Gemini.
Oh, Gemini, you're like Two-Face.
Okay, see, that is not true.
But I'm saying that's,
Boom.
see, I don't believe in any of the, I believe our horoscope, our signs are really about for us to overcome. And so I would say I'm actually much less of a control freak. I'm much more go with the flow, but it's part of like our development. So Gemini has the thing of being two-faced. It doesn't mean you are. Maybe
I would beg to differ on behalf of all Geminis right now in La La Land that we are not two-faced. I consider
Represent right now, Jasmine.
Absolutely. I consider it being the best of both worlds. If I'm going to put a positive spin on it and be a part of the reawakening and the shift in LA, then I am the best of both worlds. And that can mean I can be light and I can be dark, but I can make the best of that.
I love that.
Nice. Oof. I love that.
Jeez, Jasmine. I'll fight with her. I'll fight with Jasmine.
It's all that happiness that's running around.
Okay, so since this whole happiness thing's happening, I have an idea because we're going to do themes of the month. So I was thinking the theme of this month, since we're in December, it's the holidays. I was thinking the theme should be happy for the holidays. And that means, what are you doing to stay happy? What do you do to live a happy life?
You know what? I would like to ask that question to you, Rob, because I think sometimes the holidays are some of the hardest times.
Yeah.
What can people do in this season to like avoid that, to overcome it, to stay happy?
Right?
Love the question. So let go of control. Yeah, I know it's gonna be tough for you.
No.
And or I should say, let go of the illusion of control.
Right.
We like to think that we can control people and circumstances, but that's obviously an illusion. Let go of expectations. And do more things that you genuinely want to do for the joy of it alone. Just because someone invites you to something or, you know, asks you to go to something doesn't mean you have to.
Oh, the
You
obligation.
can say no.
There's like this
Right?
obligation when it comes to the
know.
holidays surrounding it, not to mention the expectations you put on them, but the obligation you feel to be a part of it, to celebrate, and not only to be there, to be happy to be there.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's ridiculous, and it's overwhelming. I mean, and it's amazing too because, I mean, I personally, maybe I'm a little different. I love giving people the freedom to say no and to not, you know, feel like they need to be obligated to show up.
So do you preface that with
Yeah.
an invitation? Now you have the ability to say no. Would love to see you, but you can say
Absolutely.
no. Do you do
Usually,
that?
yeah, absolutely. And usually what I say, honestly, is I'm going to be doing this. I would love for you to come. And if you don't, I would love for you not to come. Like, if you're happy, I'm happy.
He's the best friend ever, by the way, because he is really like that for sure. So we have to wrap up, and I just want to say I'm so excited, you guys. This is our very first day, and it's an honor to be with amazing human beings up to incredible things. Very passionate, very positive, and I just want to acknowledge Focus TV. I want to acknowledge everybody in Los Angeles, the just amazing people, all the people up to fulfilling upon their dreams. Don't quit, don't give up, all that stuff. So anything you want to close out with, you guys?
A special thanks to Lilian Garcia as our first guest on Good Morning Lala Land, and just a big shout out to the community. Thank you for being with us here this morning, for continuing to support us, to not expect perfection, and to join us when you want to, right, Rob?
Absolutely, I love that. It's
Nice. Okay, good. So you guys, I just wanted to know that today is an incredible day. I'm going to which camera? It's all new here. That today is a great day in La La Land. Enjoy this beautiful sunshine day. We are so blessed, so happy to be right here and sharing our mornings, coffee and all, puppies and all, right here at Good Morning La La Land, where shift happens.
Puppy's my role model right there.
Cheers, guys, to our first episode. Yay!